episode number 2. I ain't lying. I'm really excited. I got a fellow Iraqi, my boy Husam Al Mashhadi. What's up, man?
What's going on?
You
man?
all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. For the people that don't know who you are, Husam is a professional boxer. His record is 12-1. 12-1. That's nothing to sneeze at, man.
No, definitely not.
10 KOs.
Mm-hmm.
Won 6 in a row.
Let's do it.
That's
seven
it,
to be soon, man.
7 to be soon. We'll talk about that later. But all those fights you were fighting at a super welterweight, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. And you go by the name of Lionheart.
Yep.
Where'd you get that name from?
That name was given to me at a young age in the Crunk Gym in Detroit, Michigan. I was a young kid, a real young, bad kid, and I just wasn't afraid of nobody. Even my dad couldn't handle me at that age. So, we went to the gym, and there would be other gyms, coming in from, all around the Michigan area. And, some of our guys wouldn't want to, like our older kids, they wouldn't want to spar the other older kids. And I just put my hand up like, I'll spar him, and I just sit there, go toe-to-toe with these bigger kids. And, everybody in the gym just started calling me Lionheart. Came back the next day, Lionheart, just kept going. So, it was kind of a name that was given to me. I had no control over it.
Well, I was thinking about that, and before you told me the story, I thought about, your Iraqi culture, Mesopotamia, the lions,
Yeah.
and Mesopotamia, Ishtar, and I thought maybe that might have been some inspiration because I know you're really proud of your Iraqi culture.
Definitely.
I
I always like to show people that, I'm from Iraq. Every time I have my supporters come out, I always tell them, like, make sure you bring Iraqi flags. I want people to know. I want to put this country on the map when it comes to boxing.
Well, I mean, I don't know how else to show it besides that back tattoo of the Iraqi flag on there, man.
Yeah. Like I said, I like to show it a lot. So hopefully it just continues to grow.
That's awesome. So you're a bad kid, huh?
Yeah, very.
You started boxing at what age?
I was in the gym at like 6 years old, maybe 6, 7 years old. My dad, how I actually got into boxing was just being a kid that was fighting in school, fighting at family gatherings. I'd beat up my younger cousins, older cousins. I was just bad. It got to a point where my dad couldn't handle it no more. So, my mom was fed up with it too. They couldn't bring no kids over because I would want to fight them. So my older brothers were boxing because we come from a boxing family, cousins, uncles. My dad did it a little bit back in the day. So he's like, okay, that's it. We're taking you to the gym. I'm going to have you get beat up. So he took me to the gym.
To get beat up?
To get beat up.
Did it happen?
My mom was all for it, too. You know how moms are usually like, no, don't take my baby, this, and that. My mom was like, take him to the gym. Like, this has to stop. So when they took me to the gym, I ended up sparring a kid that was a year older than me. And he was already an established amateur boxer. I think he was even a national champion at the time. I knew no boxing. I was just, like I said, I was a bad kid that used to fight. I had this little move where I grabbed someone's shirt and I just punched like this. There was no technique behind it. My dad put me in the ring and I was like, oh, I don't care. I'm not scared. Put me in the ring. I didn't get beat up, but I didn't beat him up either. But I had like a natural type of thing for the sport, and I knew how to not get hit. So the kid was just sitting there trying to hit me, and this is a kid that knows how to do the sport. My first day in the gym, headgear, gloves, I don't know how to do any of this stuff, but I knew how to avoid to get hit. My uncle looked at me, and he told my dad, he's like, he might be better than his brothers. So 2-3 weeks later go by, they signed me up for a national championship. We're talking thousands of fighters all over the whole country.
Where was it at?
It was in Kansas City. The tournament was called Ringside.
Okay.
So I ended up going. They had to lie about my age. You have to be 8 years old to start competing. So they lied about my age in the books, said I was 8 years old when I was barely 7. And then I ended up going on to win the whole national. It's actually on YouTube too.
No kidding.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I came back home and I told my mom, look, I got the belt. I showed her the belt, and she was just happy. My dad was laughing about it the whole time. He's like, I guess we're just going to do this with him, and I ended up taking it really far.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. You fight with Dark Side now, correct?
Yeah.
How long you been with Dark Side?
I've been with Dark Side since, I'd say, the end of my amateur career. I'd say the last couple years of my amateur career and my whole pro career so far.
Who are the coaches over there?
Coach Mohammed Hamoud, that's my head coach. That's the man with the plan. This guy's the greatest when it comes to the sweet science of boxing. When I first went to him, I was fast, but I couldn't really punch, like pack a punch. And he told me over and over, you know, I'm going to teach you how to punch. And he just taught me how to sit down with my punches. Next thing you know, the word started spreading. Oh, I got power. Husam got power. Lionheart got power. This and that, you know. And he's just he's a technician, man. He really knows how to make people build a certain type of confidence when it comes to throwing those big power shots, because you know, he makes you understand and know how to do it. It becomes more of a muscle memory type of thing.
So, you know, I'm not a big boxing guy.
Yeah.
Now that I got to know you, I'm starting to get bigger boxing.
Yeah, for sure.
So a guy like me listens to you and say, you know, I got to learn how to punch.
Yeah.
I'm thinking punching, you just go ahead and try to
Yeah.
knock a guy out. But there's a technique.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's for sure a technique. There's a certain way you throw a punch. There's a certain way you turn it over. There's a certain way you shift your legs. There's a whole sweet science behind it. You know, anybody, like they said, anybody can throw a punch, like you just stated right now. But it's about throwing it the right way. Anybody can throw a regular punch. But you could be 250 pounds and throw a punch at somebody right now, and they could probably take it, right? But I know for sure they probably can take your punch. Me being 150 pounds right now, I know for sure I could knock that person out with a punch.
Actually, it's been a minute since I saw you. Last time I saw you, how much did you weigh last time I saw you?
Last time I seen you, I weighed about 175 pounds. That's usually what I walk around at.
What do you weigh today?
This morning, I actually checked my weight. I woke up at like 153, 152.
So take us to the day of a life of you. Like, what do you do? What time do you wake up? What time do you go to bed? Take me from the time you wake up. What's a day in the life of Husam? What's that look like?
A day in the life during camp, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm training and preparing for a fight, I like to sleep early, obviously. So I'm in bed by 10 p.m. Try to be knocked out cold before 12. I got to get up early. I like to get up around 8:30 a.m., maybe 7:30 sometimes, depending on what time I wake up. It's normal. I like to wake up, get my breakfast in. It could be oatmeal, eggs, whatever. Something like a healthy choice. I go get 3-mile run in. A hard 3 miles. Come home. Shower, relax, eat again. Go to the gym.
When you come back?
When I come back from my runs, I like to eat. A snack, probably like some yogurt with some fruit, or just a bowl of fruit, honey on it. Try to get the nutrition up and, the healthy sugars, because we can't have bad sugars when we're preparing for a fight. One, it puts on a lot of weight, and two, it's just not good for you. It's not good for you to consume that.
I already know. I consume it every day. Who do you run with? Do you run by yourself? Do you run with a teammate? Do you run with coaches?
Me, personally, I like to run by myself. Sometimes my nephew will tag along. My nephew is actually a 10-time national amateur champion.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so my nephew is he's number one in the country in his weight class, in the whole country. He's won that national. He's defended that national 10 times.
How old is he?
He's 17 now, so he's on the verge of turning pro within the next year.
He's with Dark Side?
He's also with Dark Side, yup.
Crazy question, man. What do you think about when you're running? Is there anything? Do you have headphones on? What do you think about?
I have headphones on, man. But I have the most diverse playlist. Like, it'll go from country to
man, you don't look like no country guy,
man.
I don't. You don't look like no country guy.
I'm very diverse though when it comes to music, especially. I'm a big music guy, so I listen to a lot of different artists. It can go, like I said, from country to hip hop to old school R&B, whatever it is. You know, if it's good, I'll listen to it. That's the type of person, you know, I am when it comes to the music. So I just have my headphones in. 3 miles, I try to get it over with. I hate running, to be honest with you. I hate it. Like, as a boxer, and all my boxers out there, they know. So as a boxer, your second sport is running. If you're not going by that, then you're for sure doing something wrong. That's something I had to learn the hard way, like later on in my career. You know, I wish I would have been on top of it earlier, but it's something I learned later, and now I run every day.
What does it develop? Stamina?
Oh yeah, you need that. When you run every day, you run for a consistent 3 miles. You also have days throughout the week where you do hard sprints. It becomes natural. In the ring, you don't get winded, you don't get gassed, you don't get affected at all by it. It becomes easy because you're running every day.
Okay. So you run, you go home, you have your healthy snack. What happens next? What do you do?
Hit the gym again. I hit the boxing gym and get my boxing workout in. It could be regular boxing work where we hit a total of 10 rounds on the bag, work on some technique work with Coach Mo and my older brother, which is also my second coach. And I do bag drills with my conditioning coach. He shows up to the gym every day, Coach Habs. It could be a variety of things, really. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those days are for conditioning bag drills and working on the things we're going to prepare for in the fight, you know. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have sparring in. So we have different fighters come in from different gyms to match the style of my opponent. It could be orthodox. If I'm fighting an orthodox fighter, we're going to call some orthodox fighters in. If you find a southpaw, you call southpaw fighters in. You just prepare for whatever Tuesdays and Thursdays we spar, anywhere from 8 to 10 rounds. And then at the end of my sparring session, Coach Mo comes in with a body bag, and I'm already tired as hell. Comes in with a body bag, and he makes me hit that for a couple rounds as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What style boxer are you? You're a southpaw.
Yeah, I'm a southpaw. I'm what they call a converted southpaw.
You're right-handed?
I'm a right-handed fighter. When I first started boxing, my first 3 years as an amateur boxer, I was a right-handed fighter. My old coach, he ended up moving away, but my old coach, he was like, you'll be better southpaw.
How do you train yourself to be a southpaw?
He used to yell at me all the time. So mainly it was in sparring. So when I would be sparring, he'd be like, okay, you're switching southpaw and don't switch back. You switch back, I'm going to get your ass out of the ring. So it got to a point where I would be sparring southpaw, and then I would accidentally switch, and he'd yell at me and tell me to get out of the ring. He wouldn't let me spar. And then he'll be like, you want to go back in? You're going to do it right this time? I go back in, I do it right. And actually, in boxing, I learned this today in boxing from other fighters' view. They don't like southpaws that are naturally right-handed. It's a lot harder to go up against. It's not your average southpaw. And my nephew, I made him switch. Me and my older brother, we made him switch.
You make him get out of the ring?
So yeah, it was the same thing. We took a lot of ass whoopings that way, you know, and being sparring and being southpaw, being left-handed, not being used to it, not it being your original stance. You know, you get hit a lot. You don't know how to move and stuff. You get your ass whooped really for a good period of time before you catch on.
After you're done, I want you to hit Peyton southpaw, see how Peyton takes a punch. See if you can take it. You talked about music, man. I remember your last fight in Detroit. I was there. I believe it was in November. It was in downtown. It might have been November 2024. And when you came out, man, you had a spectacle, right? And
Yeah.
I think they call them ring walks. My kids say
Yeah.
ring walk. What goes into that? I mean, where did that come from? What, how do you determine, your outfit, your ring walk, and who's walking you out?
Yeah.
One time I saw you doing the Netflix thing. You had
Squid Games.
Yeah, Squid Games.
Yeah.
So there's some thought that goes into that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it comes naturally. It comes naturally to me, honestly. I could just be sitting at home one day and it's like, you know what, I should do this. I like to, I love the little kids, the little kids that come out to the fights. I have a big group of kids that always come out to every fight, and they always look for stuff like that, They like WWE, but WWE, you got the people with the masks
Right.
and all that. So it's all really just showmanship. I grew up watching Prince Nassim, and he was one of my favorite fighters. And just seeing him do all the carpets, he did a flying carpet one time, to the ring. He didn't even have a ring walk. He flew into the ring with the carpet. So that's something definitely I have on my list one day, and alongside a few other things. But it's really just sitting down and just coming up with it naturally, and just comes naturally. It's part of the game.
So, who are some of your idols in the game? You just mentioned Prince Nassim.
Yeah.
Who else did you look up to? Who do you idolize, or who do you study?
So as a young kid, it was mainly just Prince Nassim. Honestly, as a young kid, I'd say from the moment I started boxing, my first amateur fight that I was telling you guys about when I was wearing when I fought and they lied about my age, I was wearing cheetah print shorts like Prince Nassim, and it said Prince on them. They were baggy ass shorts, but we still made it work, and
You won.
yeah, I won. It was good. So yeah, Prince Nassim was my guy from my whole childhood. Really, all I did was eat, sleep, watch boxing. So Prince Nassim, and as I got a little bit older, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. As I got a little more older, I say when I turned 15, I started getting into the defense side of boxing, and I became a very defensive fighter. And that came from watching Floyd and seeing how untouchable he was. And, it's just very impressive to, nobody wants to get hit. So defense is a big part of the game. And as I started maturing as a boxer and being around the sport for a good amount of time, I realized how important that was. Because earlier, before that, I used to just go in there and, try to knock people out, throw a lot of punches. But now I'm more of a little bit back and forth. I like to work on defense. I like to slip a shot and land a big one like Gervonta Davis. I also look at him a lot now. He's also a southpaw like me. So I look at him and his counter punching and, his ability to be in one place at one time and then explode, be very explosive with one shot that can change the whole fight. It's really a variety of guys I like to watch, but it changes over the years, depending on what I want to do.
Man, you mentioned all these world champion boxers. What are your goals? Like, what's the boxing game? What's your goal? What do you strive to do? Strive to be?
Yeah, I strive to be a world champion. Coach Mo told me this a while ago. I think the beginning of my pro career. I think it was a bad day I've had or whatever it was, what was going on at the moment. He looked at me and he told me, just keep working, champ. You're going to be a world champ one day, and I promise you. And he looked at me, he grabbed my arm, and he looked at me, he told me, he said, you will never be fulfilled. You will never feel fulfilled until you become a world champion.
That's awesome.
And that just sticks with me every day because sometimes I think to myself, what if I was to stop boxing? Would I look back at it 5 years and have, the utmost regret? And I'm like, yeah, I would. I know I would for sure. So that's why, like, my main goal is I got to be a world. I'm not leaving this sport until I become a world champion. And I would like to do it before the age of 26. The latest 26. Like, I want to win a world title at that age and hopefully defend it a few times and move up to a different weight class and do it again. Do it as many times as I could.
Lock in, man.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Lock in. In every profession, every, business, I always talk about differential factor. You're a boxer.
Yeah.
That's your game.
Mm-hmm.
Game knows game.
Yeah.
What's your differential factor? What makes you different? I know you mentioned a lot of world champions.
Yeah.
What's your differential factor? What makes you different?
What makes me different is I'm not afraid to be who I am. I'm gonna be who I am throughout anything and everything. So a lot of other fighters, I see them, they try to do things that other fighters do and it doesn't work out for them. They end up failing down the line. So, me, I try to move at my own pace and do what I do. I don't look at this person and say, oh, he's my age, he's doing better than me. I just like to go as I go and do what I do, and everything just falls into its place naturally. Like you said, what makes me different from all the fighters here in Michigan, really, none of them will ever entertain a crowd the way I would. From the moment I step out of the ring to the moment I go in, the ring walk, whatever it is, the way I talk, the stuff I wear is different. You don't see anybody do what I do. And that just all comes of just me sitting down, not thinking too much about it. Just stuff comes naturally. I do me. I go out there, I fight the way I want to fight. I win the way I want to win. And that's just the way I'm going to continue to do it.
Man, I ain't trying to take away none of your shine. The first time I ever met you,
Yeah.
I saw you in the ring. Saw you knock out the shit out of that guy, all right?
Yeah.
In Detroit. And I saw the whole ring walk, and I saw the whole spectacle. I said, man, this guy got to be an arrogant, cocky mofo. And then I had a chance to meet you outside the ring.
Yeah.
And I got to know you. And I know Coach Mo, and that's how I got to meet you. I don't want to take your shine away. You're just a humble kid, man.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this whole thing in the ring and the thing outside the ring. I mean, you're just a regular dude. You're really humble.
Yeah.
I mean, we've chatted so many times.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, that's
Appreciate that. Thank you.
But that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting some aggressive, alpha male.
Yeah.
Pretty low key, kind of, keep to yourself kind of guy. Handle your business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want no one. Like,
No, it's cool. It's cool.
You're still a dog.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
still a dog, baby. But that's you just you're a family guy too.
Yeah, big family guy.
You're a family guy. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about something that people might not know about you, like your sister's spaghetti and meatballs, man.
Oh, yeah. Man. Shout out to my sister. I'm not going to say her name on here. Keep that private. But shout out to my sister, man. She makes the best spaghetti and meatballs with garlic bread. I have, like, this whole plan I do after I weigh in. They always say you got to carb back up.
Okay.
There's nothing better than spaghetti, right?
Oh, man.
It's
You're
the
making me
best.
hungry right
Yeah,
now, man.
I'm craving it right now like crazy. I get out the weigh-ins. I come home. My spaghetti is ready. My meatballs are ready. My garlic cheese stick, breadsticks, whatever is ready. She makes me cookies, peanut butter cookies. They're all ready. It's just the best, man. Shout out to my sister. Spaghetti and meatballs is my favorite food, too.
Let's talk about that Iraqi kebab, bro. Don't pretend
The
like
Iraqi kebab is fire,
Come
too.
on now, man.
Shout out to the Iraqi food, man. Iraqi food is one of the best out there, for sure.
So you're a foodie, man?
Oh, yeah. Every boxer is.
Really?
Yeah, every
Doesn't look
boxer
like you
is.
had a French fry your entire life, man.
Man, right now I'm skinny, but pretty soon, hopefully, I'm weighing at 147 the day before the fight. And I'm pretty sure I could be 165 the day of the fight.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're a foodie.
Yeah.
You let your people know you like to eat,
Oh,
man.
yeah, no, I love to eat, man. You want to win your way to my heart, just bring me a plate of spaghetti and meatballs and make sure it's good. And
You're in.
that's it.
I'm sure in your journeys you've met a lot of famous people, maybe boxers. Who were some of the people that you've met that, you were influences to you? Anybody comes to mind?
I've met a whole bunch of fighters. I've been around this game, like I said, since a young kid. So, I've been around so many world champions, so many fighters, and honestly, the only one that I was growing up around that was the biggest was Thomas Hearns.
Come on, man. You from Detroit. You better say Tommy Hearns.
Tommy Hearns.
You've met him? You know him?
Yeah. I've met Tommy Hearns plenty of times, actually. He's known me since I was a young kid. Like I said, I started at Crunk. So, Emmanuel Stewart, rest in peace to him. He was also someone that used to prioritize me in the gym. Every time he would come into the gym, because he was the type of person, towards the end of his coaching career, he would come in the gym and once in a while to train like a really big name. And he would come in and I have a new belt. Every time he comes back, he's a new belt. So he used to do these crunk celebrations where he gave out rewards to all the fighters. Oh, best fighter this, best fighter did this guy did the best this year and this. He gave me a trophy, and my dad has it. We gotta probably dig for that video, but my dad has that video of him saying, every time I come home to Detroit, this young kid has a new national championship under his arm.
Emmanuel Stewart or Tommy Hearns?
Emmanuel Stewart would say this.
Okay.
And he always showed a lot of love. And Emmanuel Stewart is, if you know boxing, you know Emmanuel Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Lennox Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
He also trained Prince Nassim for a couple fights. Tommy Hearns, Milton McCory, all these legends from, Crunk and outside of Crunk, really. And Tommy Hearns, actually, he was at, I don't think it was my last fight. I think it was a few fights ago. He had came to my fight, and I ended up running into him, weeks later. He came up to me, and, he tugged my shirt, and he was like, "You're a good fighter. I'm going to show you how to throw your right hand a little bit."
Oh,
I got it on video. My brother actually started recording it. It was actually a really cool moment because I get compared to him a lot, just being, a big 147 pounder. I'm making my way down to 147. Everybody always say you're going to be like a Tommy Hearns at that weight, being very long and tall and lanky for that weight. So it was just cool, that moment between me and him showing me how to turn over my right hand, the way he used to do it. That's what he was known for, knocking people out with that strong, fast right hand. So that was a cool moment I've had with him, and he's someone that was always that guy, especially from Detroit.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. When's your next fight?
August 31st. We're 2 weeks out.
Who are you fighting?
I'm fighting a guy from Ghana, Ibrahim Aful.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you prepare for a fight? Do you have film on fighters? How do you prepare? You talked about when you spar someone, you try to find someone to emulate the boxer. How do you get intelligence on your next fighter?
We watch film, me and the team. Like I said, Coach Mo's a technician, so he'll watch a guy. He'll go home, sleep on it, come back the next day and be like, okay, so he has a habit of doing this. This is how we're going to capitalize on that. If he drops his hand too low with the feint, read it, don't react on it. Do it again later on in the rounds when he's a little bit winded. Shoot over the top.
Man, don't give up the game plan, cuz.
Yeah, no. This isn't the game plan. This isn't the game.
All right, man, come on now.
A little bit of a example. Really, this is how, we prepare for these things. All fighters prepare like this. They look at fighters as bad habits and what they do and what they lack later in the rounds or early in the rounds. If a fighter comes out too wild early in the rounds, you can look at it and be like, okay, he's going to come out hot like this. We're going to catch him, make him settle down early. So it's different every time. It's different with every fighter. But there's always a game plan to every fighter.
And where are you fighting at on the 31st?
I'll be fighting at the Wayne State Fieldhouse in Detroit, Michigan.
Shout out to Wayne State.
Shout out to Wayne State, yep.
That's my people over there, man.
Yep.
So this is the first time you're going to be fighting welterweight.
Yeah.
What is welterweight? What is the weight limit?
Well, welterweight is 147 pounds.
Or less?
No, you have to be 147. You could come in at 146.
Okay.
Nobody wants to come in too low.
Right.
Because you don't want your opponent coming in way heavier than you. You want to be kind of on an even playing field. So
Do you get weighed that day?
No, you get weighed 24 hours before the fight. And then they give you a whole day to rehydrate, recarb back up, everything. So then you and your opponent come in around the same weight. I like to fight from 160 to 165. That's where I'm my strongest at. That's where I'm really fast and shifty, and that's where I feel like I need to be. So I plan on weighing in at 147, and our goal is to make 160 by fight night.
You make 160 by fight. Let me do this math, man. You're going to weigh in the day before at 147.
Mm-hmm.
Within 24 hours, you're going to gain 13 pounds?
13 pounds or more, yeah.
Man, I want to hang out with you that day, bro.
I'm eating everything.
Spaghetti and meatballs?
Spaghetti and meatballs. The best part about that day is
There's a lot of good parts about
Man,
that day, to be honest
the
with
best
you.
part about that day is you got so much people like calling you, like family really calling you. Hey, did you eat? You want me to bring you this? You want me to bring you that? And I just say yes to everything.
That's what I'm telling you.
Bring it over, man.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it over. And I just eat it all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, man. You here on the I Ain't Lying podcast. You know, you a strong dude, man. You be knocking motherfuckers out. You better come strong with this. I need an I Ain't Lying moment, man.
I ain't lying moment. Okay. So this is something I don't talk about too much. I like blood.
What do you mean you like
I
blood?
like blood. So
You a vampire? What do you mean
no,
you like blood,
not a
bro?
vampire. I don't mind blood at all. Like, for instance, I could be sparring. A lot of other fighters, when they're sparring, they get caught with the shot, right? They start bleeding. They start whining, bitching, complaining about it. I don't do that.
What do you do?
I don't do that. I grab the thumb part of my glove right here. I wipe it like this, and I look at the fighter in the eye, and I'm just like, I lick it. And I could be gushing out blood, and I'm constantly licking the blood nonstop. I could consume a whole pint of blood without even knowing and not care.
Is that an intimidation tactic?
It's just something that I'm gonna do it. I like it. Like, come on, you want to make me bleed? I'm gonna show you that I like this shit, and I'm gonna keep coming forward. So that's just the type of mentality I have. And that's my I Ain't Lying moment, man. I don't lie about that. I do that, and there's so much people that can tell you about that. I haven't bled in a moment, but it's been a minute since I bled like that in sparring. But anybody that has ever made me bleed out there, when they see this podcast, they're gonna know I'm not lying about that.
Man, I thought you were gonna say you like your steaks raw, like a lion.
Oh yeah, I do that too. I swear. We can get that on video too. Fight night.
What do you mean?
We can get that on video. If you want to send somebody out to record it, I'll record it and tag you. I'll show you. I eat a. So it's not completely raw, but I like a real bloody steak.
Come on, man. I was just thinking like
No,
the lion,
no.
feeding the lion, bro. Come on, man.
I'm being so serious. I like a bloody steak. I say like 2 hours before a fight.
Like bloody, like
Yeah, bloody. Like you got to make sure it's bleeding a little bit. You cook it, but you got to make sure it's
Maybe
bleeding.
I ain't hanging out with you too much. I like mine well done, man.
Well done.
Yeah, so man, now I get this whole Lionheart thing, man.
Yeah.
You see blood,
Oh yeah.
you jumping on it, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You jumping on it.
I like that blood, man.
You know what, man? I ain't gonna have you hit paid after this, man. I'm worried about that dude now, man.
Payne's my guy. Good guy.
Yeah, Payne might bleed too much, man.
Duh.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you, man.
Oh yeah, appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. How's that?
That was great.
Yeah?
That was the best podcast I've ever been on.
Yeah, that's gonna be badass.
Yeah.